Jr., and I'm here to present my qualitative research proposal titled Untreated Mental Health Among African Americans in Rural Areas. African Americans in rural areas experience the highest rate of untreated mental health. They have barriers such as limited access to providers, stigma, unreliable transportation, and mistrust. Untreated mental health impacts the quality of life, exploring the lived experience through a qualitative lens. Issues of concern. So, the issues of concern is persistent shortages of mental health providers in rural areas. Um, it's um, it's a lot of people that are not getting the treatment or not getting the full treatment that they need. Also, um, it's 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 the stigma about African Americans in rural areas. A lot of them have transportation issues because a lot of them don't have access to a car. A lot of them don't have family members with a car, so they have to rely on the little transportation that they have because more than likely some of these small cities does not have a transportation system. Um, Another issue of concern is low mental health literacy that will affect a recognition of symptoms. So they are not equipped and will know mental health, so they do not know the symptoms that if they are depressed, if they have high anxiety, or if they may be bipolar. They don't know, they're not being taught or have the resources to help them understand that, hey, I have a mental health issue, I need to go see somebody, talk to somebody, get something going. Next, I'm going to be showing you how this is connected to micro, meso, and macro. So, with micro, it's understanding individuals' life experiences with symptoms, stigma, and help seeking. Meso is partnering with many of the organizations in that said area to expand support. Those organizations could be churches, community groups, or any agency that offers mental health services. Lastly, macro. Macro is having to advocate for policy changes, increasing funding for rural areas, and um, equity in the distribution of services. Next, we have my literature review. Right here, I chose four literatures that I thought really kind of helped build what I've written. These are some strong liter, literatures that helped me complete my assignment. Also had gave me a different outlook on what to look further, what to look past, what to pay attention to. So these are my literature views. Here is my concept map. As you see, I have it laid out. So my concept map places the topic of untreated mental health at the center and links it to three domains: structural barriers, cultural and social influences, and individual factors. These domains interact with one another to shape mental health experiences. A fourth area, social work implication, connects to them all. This map guided the development of the research questions and interview focus. So, I am going to next share my research questions. I have two. So my first research question is, what are the lived experiences of African Americans in rural areas who have untreated or undertreated mental health issues? My second question is, how do structural, cultural, and personal factors influence the health-seeking behaviors and access to mental health services among African Americans in rural areas? Now, both these questions are asking about, the experience of African Americans in rural areas. But ones, they're different to a certain extent. Because the first question is more of finding who has untreated mental health and who has undertreated mental health. The second question is trying to find out how the culture or what personally influences them to not seek a service or why they're not getting to these services or having transportation to these services. So it's more complex. Next, we want to talk about my qualitative design and methodology. So first, this study uses a phenomenological qualitative design to explore how participants make meaning of their experiences. Semi-structured interviews will allow participants to share their stories in their own words while ensuring that core topics are addressed consistently. In, in, interpretative phenomenological analysis, or IPA, will guide the analysis because it focuses on meaning making. Sorry. This approach fits the goal of understanding personal experiences within a rural context. Next, we're going to focus on my study sessions. So, my study sessions, I wanted to focus on rural counties in southern states like Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and Tennessee. The setting will have a large African American population and a shortage of providers. I'm also be looking at norms of the community and local resources that influence the lived mental health experiences. Lastly, having the support of the local organizations like churches, mental health facilities, if they have some, um, the mayor of the local government, will help me gain access to some of these numbers and to gain access to help get things out and see what how we can bridge that gap from getting these individuals to treatment. Sampling process. So for my sampling, sorry, for my sampling process, proposal sampling of African. So I'll be using proposal sampling. Proposal sampling of African American adults who meets the inclusion criteria. I'll be utilizing gatekeepers for entree. I will build trust and rapport through community outreach and obtaining letters of support from the community to strengthen my recruitment. Inclusion and exclusion criteria. So, to keep it short, participants must be 18 or older. They must self identify as African Americans. So, I will be including a biracial. If you are a biracial individual and you are saying that you are African American, you're African American. Individuals must live in the designated rural areas for up to 1 year. Individuals must self-report untreated or untreated mental health issues, defined as not having participated in therapy, counseling, or psychiatric medication management within the past 6 months. Individuals must be willing and able to participate in a 1 hour interview. The exclusions, individuals who are unable to provide informed consent on their own, individuals who speak other languages unless an approved IRB translator is present. I also want to add that I'm looking to having 12 to 16 participants that that are that's anticipated to be in my target sample. IRB protection of human subjects. So IRB procedures will ensure participant safety and confidentiality. Informed consent will be reviewed before each interview, and our participants may stop or withdraw at any time. A resource list will be available if distress occurs. Also, data will be securely stored. So, also, I will have other ways of doing the interview. The interview we could do it in person, we want to do it in person in a private setting. We also can do it through Zoom, Teams, Skype, or whichever digital source that you have. They'll always know that everything we talk about is confidential. I will not take this further than what it is. If they choose to withdraw, I don't want their information or feedback used, I will take that into account and will not use that. So that's that. Next, data collection. So the data collection will begin with advertising studies through community partners and local organizations. Interested individuals will be screened for eligibility and scheduled for an interview. During the interview, consent will be reviewed, demographic information collected, and the interview audio recorded. Afterwards, reflective notes will be written and recordings reviewed to enrich the notes. Transcription will be completed either manually or through a professional service. Data analysis. So, data analysis will begin as soon as the transcripts are available. Um, Utilizing a thematic analysis to identify certain patterns and themes across all interviews. Reflexive notes will be integrated into the coding process. Pair debriefing with a qualitative mentor will enhance the credibility. The final things will reflect shared experiences among rural African American participants. So these are my references. This is my presentation. I hope you guys learned something. I hope that you guys understood what direction I'm going for. I've changed my topic a couple times, but I think right now I think I have what I really want to focus on right now, just to due to me coming from a small rural area where they still doesn't have that many resources. I want to say it's probably about one or two for mental health. Health, they have to go to the next city over for a major hospital. So I want to shed some light, find some information, and see can some help be found. So thank you for watching.